Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. I am BiGRUBiLSTM, Faculty of Computing, University Malaysia. I am very happy to get a chance on the conference on Innovative Manufacturing and Mechatronics and Material Forum 2020. I am 3F 2020. This is our paper titles: a novel by BiGRU BiLSTM model for multi-level sentiment analysis using deep neural network with BiGRU and BiLSTM of RNN. There are two authors. First authors MD BiGRUBiLSTM, second author Nazaifa B. Khani. Faculty of Computing, University Malaysia Pahang, IBM Center Excellence, University Malaysia Pahang. This is the outlines of our presentation. First of all, introduction, second, our contribution, then critical analysis on deep learning based recent approach for sentiment analysis, then methodology, and then pseudocode for proposed algorithm, then data and evaluation, experimental result and comparison, conclusion, and lastly the references. Introduction, sentiment analysis, motivation to sentiment analysis. People share their opinion over social media. For a topic, it is necessary to analyze public opinions to help other users to know easily what happens exactly, and for this reason user opinion are used to predict the user interest. However, it is quite difficult and time consuming. It is if hire a person to analyze for people's opinion from thousands of comments or lot of data. Thus, the researcher introduced a lot of approaches to analyze public opinion that is called sentiment analysis. We present and review on deep learning based sentiment analysis in this paper, and here we have added some sentiment. First of all, positive of customer sentiment, negative, neutral, and negative. Introduction for subword multilevel sentiment analysis. Multi-class classification is the function of classification for more than two classes that help to understand better of text. Even as text is mutually exclusive, but conventional sentiment analysis classify text into two or three categories normally. That is not sufficient enough to understand textual information clearly of different emotions or opinion. Introduction, deep learning for sentiment analysis. Although we have done our work for deep learning based sentiment analysis, there are a lot of advances over conventional or previous sentiment analysis method, because deep learning method provides higher accuracy and can handle semantic and syntax of text, and CNN, LSTM, and BiGRU perform better text classification in these recent years. Our contribution, our main three contribution is given below. First, our biological layer in the BiLSTM model used to make short distance of the grammatical and syntactic features. Second, BiLSTM layer used to understand the long-term bidirectional dependency among time trees as well as sequence of data steps. And thirdly, to achieve higher accuracy than all others compared method. This may be other recent approaches in deep learning based sentiment analysis. First, we have added 6 papers in these tables and analyze their advantage, disadvantage, performance, etc. First paper in 2020 and last 3 paper 2019 and 1 for 18 and lastly 2014. We have added a table feature type, journal stars, lexicons, approaches, sentiment analysis feature, test, performance, advanced, disadvantage. This neurocomputing LCVR and uses SVM, LR, DNN classifier, LSTM, and CNN. This method done their works with dependency rules and perform 87% accuracy on product review data, and then recall 86.29 accuracy. And the advantage is that knowledge based approach, that is very important in rule based or to handle grammatical features, etc. Disadvantage is more dependent to DNN classifier. This is the disadvantage of this method. In this method, this is BERT method, that also target based method, and got better accuracy on laptop data 78.87, and it's only work for target dependent, but it does not work good for the purpose which is not target based text, and did not get with mixed sentiment polarities toward the different aspects is the disadvantage. And the third method, BiGRU and CNN based method, 82.55% accuracy on move view. RN routing uses the capsule letter to handle independent features, and CNN based work is not rich enough to handle opinions for better performance. In 2019 is a deep neural better on ISAT dataset, got 74.6% accuracy but limited to the data. I cannot handle other domain. And fourthly, the English text based ACL web LSTM and routing based approach, and work for only Kaggle Tosdi comment dataset, and it is domain dependent. And lastly, the Kim developed a CNN. This is a breakthrough on this time and cannot work handle dependent feature look like as LSTM can. Motivation to propose work, because first of all, dictionary based and lexicon based, low accuracy, higher type complexity, this is the features, and but deep learning based higher accuracy. Many approaches usually depends on training feature, adaptation, time consuming and costly. In the same, deep learning based got higher accuracy by handling independent features, and limitation is the handling context and syntax properly. Methodology: introduction to multilevel text. Although we have done your work with multilevel text, here these data sets is comments, T toxicity, and there's a label. There is 6 level of toxicity indicates, because this data set have S comments has T toxicity. Our overall structure of model BiGRU BiLSTM model: input, embedding sequence, special dropout of Y2, and BiGRU BiLSTM model, and then concatenate with maximum pole and average pole, concatenate special dropout, segment activation function, binary loss, and model checkpoint, row evaluation, and predicted class. This is also indicated here. This is the text embedding with globe vector done with word similarity and distance symmetric, index of word also work. This is a man. And methodology: learning model. In this in our proposed method, we used only 2 types of neural network: BiGRU BiLSTM as model, BiGRU text dropout, text dependent feature, extent dependent feature, and BiLSTM long-term bidirectional dependency among the time series as well sequence data steps can be handled with it. And finally, binary cost into paradigm appraiser and simulation to predict the classifier. And then methodology: learning LSTM. LSTM can store the long period of time of data. This is the figure of LSTM. And then learning model with GRU. GRU also perform better than LSTM and with higher performance, uses gates, reset gate, etc. Methodology: learning model BiGRU. This is the model, right? Also is model forward to then hidden model, and after then hidden model, and then lastly. And BiLSTM also same works with BiGRU, and this is forward and backward of the neural network. And pseudocode of our model, input, output, and set our max feature, etc. And then seeds, everything, for posts and LSTM unit, everything. First work for BiGRU and then BiLSTM, and add different layers, and finally the binary constitution optimizer, radar matrix, etc. calculate the probability distribution. Data evaluation: in this evaluation, rock evaluation equation accuracy, number of exactly matched instruction and total instruction, and data set we use toxicity comment data set, IDM data set, SST data set, ML data set. There is the loss of feature calculated in the here. Experimental result shows here's the figure of experimental result versus 4 repros, accuracy 10 versus, and then this is our experimental result and comparison. All methods results is stated here: Kaggle, Comet, MR dataset, movie dataset, IMDb dataset, SSD dataset. Our model performed better, 98.68 accuracy for Kaggle dataset, 82.10 MR dataset, and 91.8 for IMDb dataset, and 49.25 SSD dataset. This is proposed method by BiGRU model output with 1% margin accuracy of different datasets. Yes, I have used 4 dataset for multilevel text classification, and it's better multilevel text classification helps better understanding of text that already done in our method. And in future we'll try to handle data augmentation and use translation strategy and misspelled word, and we will try to handle more than 6 classifications. This is the references I have included related works, and thanks to all for your kind attention towards my video. If you have any questions, just ask directly.